James. You may pop on here. I'm going to be going upstairs as I'm wrapping things up down here. It's getting close to 9:30 Sunday night. We're in late April, and we're making some progress. I am a few weeks behind. We got a little bit of a late start, but most of the tomatoes have sprouted. So I'll be potting these up likely tomorrow. And even though they're little, within the next 3 weeks, these things are really going to take off, especially once I get them into the square pots here and into the potting mix that we got going on. We'll get the Pro Mix, some worm castings, got green dust, and some azomite that are in my mix this year. My little blend that I make up. And this stuff's just looks light right now because it's not wet, but it's rich. Got my little soil block going on, the little plant babies that are sprouting. We got a variety of peppers here, some hot peppers, sweet peppers, 2 trays so far, and then I've got more plant starts, soil blocks that are going in here. Kind of, you sow sparingly, you reap sparingly, and so I kind of tried to start a fair amount of seeds, just not knowing what was going to do well, or what was going to sprout. Some of these seeds are old, several years old, and it's taken literally like several weeks to get them sprouted, and that's with like tray covers on and turning the heat mats up to like 80 degrees, 82 degrees, making sure the conditions are right. It just takes a while for some of these older seeds to wake up or get going. So maybe next year I'll pre-soak the seeds, do that for a little bit before actually starting them, or maybe I'll start them in the Ziploc bags. That seem to work well, in the wet paper towels, so it's an even better, kind of faster thing. But right now it is what it is. We get about 4 weeks till we typically plant. My buddy James just hopped on. That's what I got going on, man. My soil blocks, I'll show you this real quick. Looks like cake. That's perlite that's on there. It's supposed to make it easier for the plants to sprout through. I've got a bag of it somewhere. I've been I was hating on these Swift blockers, but they actually work out pretty good. The key is that, and maybe I'll make a separate video on this, but the key is when you go to make your blocks, right? You get your potting mix that's like the consistency of concrete. It's kind of wet, not soupy, but it's pretty wet. You jam this down into it, real good, and then I take the my little scraper here and kind of scrape away. Well, the first thing I do is I'll put this down and press it a little bit, and then I'll scrape away the excess, and then put this in, press again, just pull this up, and it makes like perfect blocks every time. If you don't do that and this is overfilled, these grooves get a bunch of stuff stuck in there, and the blocks, it's difficult to make blocks then, and you end up having to clean that out. But if you keep it level with these grooves here to where you can actually see the grid before you put the top in, you're good to go. It pushes them right through. So anyway, and there's a larger version. That makes 9 blocks. And then I've had this one for several years. This is the one that makes the bigger, a little bit bigger blocks. And then they sell one that's larger than this, where it's cut into fourths, or to make 4 blocks. So anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get to it this week, because if I don't pot these up, they're gonna get leggy really quick, and they grow fast. So the little root, let's see if we can pull this away here. It's not penetrated that, but it's gonna fill it up pretty quick. So I've got maybe a day or 2 at most, and then I really need to get those transplanted and figure out what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to pitch. So anyway, that's all we got going on right now. Going to head upstairs, check on the family. But the Lord is good, the Lord is faithful, and it's been cool. I like coming down here and putzing around, watching things grow, and sometimes it takes a while. You got to be patient, kind of wait and see what's going to sprout, and it's a lot of times, there's a good analogy there in terms of life. There's some things you just kind of got to wait on, be patient. So anyway, I guess that's it for now. Until next time, happy gardening. Bye.